If you ever want a tropical paradise for a national park, Virgin Islands National Park is your ticket. Located on the island of St. John's, more than half of the island of St. John's is actually the national park. Now, this land was bought by the Rockefellers and then was donated to the National Park Service in 1956 to make it a national park in the tropics. On the island itself, this national park is all about the beaches and a few hiking trails. Now, it's not all that easy to get to. You have to fly into St. Thomas, where the major airport and the major city is, and then you have to take a ferry over to St. John's to Cruz Bay. You can either take your car there on a car ferry, or you can take a passenger ferry and get there. But I would tell you, it's really better to have a car on St. John's. Yes, you can take taxi to places, but in order to truly explore the national park, you really need to have a car. So you can rent it in St. Thomas. It's kind of expensive to bring the car over each day, or you can take the passenger ferry and you can rent the car, mostly Jeeps here at St. John's. When you get off the passenger ferry, the Cruz Bay National Park Visitor Center is only a couple of blocks away. Easy walking distance. In order to park here, you need to go inside and get a parking permit. I think they just want to make sure not too many people have to park here, because it's rather limited, as you can see. The park itself is really good for a lot of beaches. There are a number of beaches on the north shore of the park where you can just go beach hopping. Some have better facilities than others. For example, Trunk Bay has great facilities, a shower, bathroom, changing area, a concession stand. You can get food, you can get snorkeling rental right there. And depending on the day, the snorkeling there can be good. Now, there's an underwater trail with some markings that we could not see clearly, because on the day that we went, the surf was pretty rough and the sand was being churned up and the visibility wasn't very good. Trunk Bay is one of the best known beaches here at the Virgin Islands National Park. And the parking lot is actually pretty small, and you gotta get here pretty early. Look at the blue waters. If you go along from Cruz Bay, you have Hawk's Nest, you have Honeymoon Bay, you have Trunk Bay, you have Cinnamon Bay, and then if you go further down, you eventually will hit Watermelon Bay. Some of them are very accessible right from the drive, and others, like Watermelon Bay, you have to hike about a mile to get there. On the other end of St. John's Island, on the southeast end, is Salt Point Bay. Because it's on the other side of the island, depending on which way the wind is blowing, it could be very calm where the north shore is very rough, or it could be the other way around. So depending on which way the wind is blowing on the day that you get to, you can decide which side you want to go on for snorkeling. In the middle of the island is a mountain, not very tall, but still a mountain. And one of the trails that we went on is the Caneel Trail. Where the top of the Caneel Bay Hill, it was a strenuous hill climb coming up. I think we're about halfway through the trail if we want to go all the way, but we're not, because we're going to go back to Cruz Bay, over to maybe Honeymoon Beach, and go back to town. It was strenuous, it was hot, it was sweaty, and we have to huff and puff and had to stop multiple times. But up here, they have a nice, beautiful platform with views that can go all the way around on both sides of the island. And that makes it very rewarding. And not only that, because it's out in the open, you get nice breeze. That just makes it nice and cool. Although it's pretty sunny, you can't get away from the sun. But nonetheless, it's pretty nice. Footing for the Caneel Hill Trail is pretty unsteady. Got lots of loose rocks, And the trail is very steep, so it is rated moderate, and appropriately so. It is short, but it is steep. Salt Point Bay is a beautiful, tranquil bay. On the day that we went, and there were people snorkeling. It was very calm. But a few hundred yards away on the other side, if you just go over there, you see very angry seas. Such a contrast between the two sides of where the wind is blowing versus when the bay and the water is calm. On the day that we went, there were people seeing stingrays and turtles over at Salt Point Bay. Salt Pond Beach Trail. Looks like this. Next to Salt Point Bay is a Salt Point Pond. Now where the bay, it's got beautiful blue turquoise water. The pond itself is brown and it smells like sulfur. There were a number of people making rock art. It's very nice to see that you have a turtle and you have other things that people just make rock art out of it. It's very creative and pretty. The Virgin Islands was settled by the Dutch in the 1600s, and the sugar plantation became the main industry, and they imported slaves to work the plantations. You'll still see the ruins of the sugar plantation. One of them is the Annenberg plantation, which is one of the better preserved things that you can go visit, take a short walk around. The weather here can be very changeable. The showers typically don't last more than 10 or 20 minutes. So if you get a shower, typically just wait it out. But there are days like when we were here yesterday where it basically rained all day long. So you have to kind of be flexible with the weather. You would never think that a cactus plant would grow in a tropical island, but here it is. Got many of these cactus plants. The Virgin Islands National Park is a tropical paradise. It's got so many things that you can explore. The number of beaches are just, each one of them is just beautiful. And you can go hiking up in the mountains. There's a mountain range. There are short trails, there are long trails. You can hike from one end of the island to the other. And it is just a fantastic tropical place. In fact, it's one of 2 tropical national parks with beaches. This one is a lot closer to the mainland than the other one, which is the American Samoa in the South Pacific. Some of the ocean surrounding St. John's is protected by the Virgin Islands Coral Reef National Monument. There are many places where you can moor your boat for the day or overnight. If you want to relax, chill out on the beach, go snorkeling, do a little bit of hiking, the Virgin Island National Park is your place to go. If you want to spend time snorkeling and relaxing on the beach, allocate at least 2 days for the national park. We are on our way to visit all the national parks in the United States. Follow along by hitting the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell so you know when a new video is released. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and please share it with everybody that you know.